Let's talk about symbolisms for Christianity in the Wingfeather Saga. So obviously the Maker represents God. Janner, Kalmar, and Lili represent humanity, or more specifically, Christians. The symbolism for Satan is actually really cool, and it's one of my favorite aspects in the Wingfeather Saga. So Nag the Nameless obviously directly relates to the devil. The really cool thing is that in the St. Michael prayer, it says, "And all evil spirits who prowl the face of the world, seeking the ruin of souls." This, I think, is actually a symbolism to that, because Nag the Nameless prowls the face of the world, turning people evil and directly seeking and prowling after the Wingfeathers to use them for his own will. Like Satan prowls after us to use us for his own will. The symbolism for Satan doesn't stop there. Amra. Now, Amra doesn't represent a specific being, person, or group of people. However, Amra does represent the devil's manipulation tactics in the way that the devil appears beautiful, appears to want the best thing for you, which relates to the Stonekeeper Amra. Appears beautiful, claims to want what's best for you. And in the Bible, it says that Satan tempted Eve by saying, if you eat this fruit, you'll be just as powerful as God. You'll be so much more powerful. You'll be stronger. You'll be smarter. Familiar? Kind of like how Amra manipulates the people she's trying to fang by saying, if you become a fang, you'll be stronger. You'll be smarter. You'll know just as much as the Maker himself. You'll do all of this. And you'll be serving in Nag's army. That same manipulation tactic is what the devil uses. Amra specifically represents a person who has fallen away from God and has made horrible decisions to follow the devil, but turns away from sin and is still fighting with that sin internally. The Hollows folk actually do represent something. The Hollows folk actually represent people on Earth who are so poisoned by Satan's evil that use his very evil to justify keeping evil away. This can be represented in a bunch of things on Earth. Now, this one is tricky. A lot of people say, and it's actually a huge theory, that Janner represents Jesus. But this isn't true. This can't be true. Janner's entire character, not just an aspect of his character, but his entire character is built around him being selfish and overcoming that selfishness. Jesus hasn't done sin himself. He's never sinned. So he can't be directly related to Janner. However, and spoiler warning, Janner's sacrifice at the end of Book 4 represents Christ's sacrifice on the cross. Beautiful way. Let's tie in the symbolisms. Jesus sacrificed himself on the cross, our sins. Janner sacrificed himself for the Fang's bad choices. Jesus died on the cross for us because he loves us. Janner sacrificed himself because he loved Kalmar. Also, a specific symbolism with Kalmar at the end of Book 4 when he says, no, it was supposed to be me, that's a direct reference to how we should be the ones on the cross. But Kalmar's sacrifice wouldn't have worked. Kalmar's sacrifice wouldn't have worked. Sin was too great to work. Everything is exactly right, but there are clear symbolisms.